Thanks for joining me again today. The new year is just a couple of weeks away, and I'm sure that you may be thinking about your New Year's resolutions. One common resolution is to be more fit and healthier in the new year. That's a goal of mine as well. To help out, our Recreation Department Fit Passes will once again be free to anyone who shows that they're a Montgomery County resident. You can do that by showing a current utility bill with a local address or your state driver's license at any rec center. We wanted to remove the barrier of cost that could keep someone from joining a gym and becoming healthier. The pass gives you access to gyms and game rooms and allows you to participate in drop-in activities like basketball and pickleball. The Fit Passes do not apply to pool access, which still require a daily or yearly fee. Since adopting the free gym policy, we've seen a 70% increase in foot traffic year over year at our 22 recreation centers. That accounts for more than 86,000 county residents taking advantage of Rec Fit Passes, and that's a $50 million value to county residents. Applications are also open to Rec Assist, the financial aid program that helps our residents afford to participate in year-round program activities. Families that qualify can receive up to $400 in a calendar year to pay for recreation programs and services like swim classes, ballet, or summer camp. Those currently receiving county assistance through the Department of Health and Human Services or the Montgomery County Public Schools may also qualify for Rec Assist. The money pays for up to 80% of the cost of any single activity. Equity is a core principle of this administration, and even when it comes to our recreation offerings, we want to make sure that our opportunities and offerings are accessible to everyone, including those who need financial assistance. Learn more about our programs through locations and our Rec Assist program by visiting montgomerycountymd.gov/rec. I'd like to share some good news regarding the county's fiscal outlook. Our Office of Management and Budget has provided an updated fiscal plan with an upward revision in revenues. FY25 revenues are up by $132 million. FY26 revenues are projected to be up by $127 million. And the FY24 preliminary year-end closeout results show an additional $63 million in reserves, putting us at 15.8%, well above the county's 10% reserve target. These increases are driven by strong income tax collections and property tax performance. However, it's important to emphasize that these numbers don't carry the same weight they might in a normal year. With the new Republican administration and a Republican-controlled Congress, we're not making any assumptions. There are possibilities that things are going to change in terms of what the government funds that could affect us. The difference in our projections compared to the state numbers stems from our more cautious approach. We forecasted a potential recession while the state did not. This prudence has positioned us well. Honoring an American hero, Brigadier General Charles McGee, is something we had the opportunity to do this last weekend. Last week I joined state and county officials as well as Distinguished Flying Cross Society to unveil a memorial honoring the late combat veteran Brigadier Charles E. McGee at our downtown Silver Spring Library that we've also named in his honor. This really was a collective effort to make this happen today. And it's important that we name the library after him because it helps us bring attention to all of his accomplishments, not just the military stuff, but he was so much more than the military stuff. It's an opportunity for people to learn more about the full picture of what he did and what he could do. I think having this on the main floor of the library is important. General McGee, a proud resident of Montgomery County, passed away in 2022. And this memorial was unveiled just a day before what would have been his 104th birthday on December 7th. General McGee was not only a hero in the skies as a Tuskegee Airman, but also a hero in life, breaking barriers and inspiring generations. When I first learned about the history of World War II, sadly, we were not taught, nor did the nation actively recognize the role of black soldiers during that war. World War II was a conflict against fascism that we, as a country still in the grips of Jim Crow, fought with a segregated military. Nearly 80 years later, this irony is still not lost on me. I'm glad that the heroic service of individuals like General McGee and the thousands of other soldiers of color from this war continue to receive long overdue credit and appreciation for their service that saved our nation and our democracy. Their service is all the more notable because black soldiers fought abroad to protect freedoms that would actually be denied to them when they returned to civilian life after the war. These men were good enough to fight and to die, but not good enough to enjoy the same freedom white Americans had. And that's one of the great shames that this country has to reconcile with. I encourage all residents to stop by the Brigadier General McGee Library in downtown Silver Spring to learn more about this American hero and county name it.
There's a reason that folks are here. It's because the content is that good. The partnerships matter that much. The connections are deep, and the impact is lasting.
This week I attended the Maryland Association of Counties Winter Conference. It's always valuable to engage with my peers from across the state, and I expect the recent elections and the state budget deficit to be prominent topics. We need to address many important topics at the state level, including housing, transportation infrastructure, health, childcare, and the blueprint for Maryland's future, the educational funding plan. These conversations are vital as we navigate the challenges and opportunities ahead. But let's be clear, we can't make progress on any of these issues without revenues. Many of you have heard me say this before. Virginia is beating us in economic development. Ranked #1 in the nation for business this year, Maryland is 31st. And they're beating us on infrastructure. They're ranked as the 3rd best in the nation. Maryland is 34th. And here's the big secret that no one wants to mention. Businesses in Virginia are willing to pay more taxes there than they do here. Why? Because they get more for their money. They chose them, not us, and we're the cheap date. If someone is eating your lunch, you better learn how they're doing it. And here's my simple 3-step plan. First, let's pass the differential taxation for counties. It makes no sense that municipalities in the state can tax residential and commercial property differently, but a county can't. Virginia and the district tax this way. Why aren't we? Second, we need to make sure that they're paying taxes and they know where their money is going and how it's going to benefit them. This is why Virginia created the Northern Virginia Transportation Authority from a bill the Republican legislature passed and the Republican governor signed. And it was supported by both business community and Democratic leaders from Northern Virginia. Third, we need to also examine other regulatory and tax issues and do this seriously, such as look at combined reporting and fair share taxation, our energy tax rate, as well as overburdensome processes, such as having to deal with both the county government and park and planning when going through a development approval. We can't get by anymore on the status quo, and I hope that these ideas continue to generate support and interest for the upcoming General Assembly session. This week I attended the Ready, Set, Grow Procurement Connections workshop in Silver Spring, and it was a way to help connect vendors with state agencies. Maryland's Special Secretary of Small Minority and Women Businesses, Maria Martinez, joined us, and I shared some excellent news about our procurement efforts with the attendees. In FY24, the county spent a record $248 million with minority, female, and disabled-owned businesses, an all-time high for that program. It's nearly $250 million, the highest amount since the program's inception, and represents 23.5% of the total eligible dollars for MFD participation. We awarded $130.5 million in contracts to local small business reserve businesses, reflecting a 30% increase in participation over the past decade and a 74% increase in spending. This is the highest percentage spent with local small businesses since the program's inception in 2009. These achievements are a testament to the continuous improvement and efforts by our Office of Procurement. We must continue to break the monopolies of the good old boy networks and do what we can to ensure a level playing field of competition. I can only do so much in the private sector, but I can influence and control where and how our county money goes and is being spent. But we know we can still do more. Our Office of Procurement annually participates in about 40 regional outreach events and co-hosts outreach events with our local organizations. I highly encourage you to reach out to them by calling 240-777-9900 or visiting the Office of Procurement on the website. I have some good news to share about public transportation. According to the American Public Transportation Association's latest report, Ride-On saw a 20% increase in ridership over the past year, ranking second in the nation among transit systems of its size. That's more than 18.5 million rides this year compared to 15.4 the year before, and that's a significant jump. The progress is especially encouraging as transit systems across the country continue to recover from the pandemic's impacts. Right now, Ride-On operates more than 80 bus routes and the ridership is about 90% of pre-COVID levels. For FY24, we carried over 58,000 riders on an average weekday and 18 million riders for the year. With 5 months of data already in for FY25, we're on a pace to reach 19.3 million rides, which is closing in on our FY19 pre-pandemic peak of 20.6 million rides. The bulk of our growth has been on traditional fixed route services. Our busiest buses are on the Route 355, which connects Rockville to Germantown. Ridership between the two cities is up 23% compared to pre-pandemic levels. The Flash service is also doing well, with an 8% increase over last year and a remarkable 56% growth since the limited stop line was launched. Our Flex service ridership is still modest, carrying just 100 riders per day with limited service. Flex has no fixed stop or schedules and serves the public on demand within Rockville, Glenmont, and Wheaton. We remain committed to adapting it to better meet the community's needs. This success is a testament to the investments we've made to make Ride-On more accessible and responsive to our community. Initiatives like zero-emission buses, Ride-On Extra, and the expansion of our Flash Bus Rapid Transit give residents reliable, sustainable options to get to work, school, and other destinations. And I want to thank our Department of Transportation and everyone involved in these efforts for their hard work. Let's keep this momentum going. I encourage you to download the Ride-On app and see how we can best serve you. It's affordable, reliable, and one of the best ways to move around the county. Speaking of buses, I hope you've had a chance to see the holiday flash bus on the route for the holiday season. It's decked out with lights and will run on different routes for the next few weeks so more people can see it. I like it enough, I'd like to see it run like that all the time. It's also a popular time to shop for holiday gifts, which reminds us to support local businesses. More than 95% of businesses located here have fewer than 50 employees. I recently visited Maryland's Business Center, a retail incubator, and saw how much work entrepreneurs do to get their projects started. You can follow the advice of our Department of Environmental Protection by going green. Consider gifting experiences when appropriate, gifting your time by giving back to a community organization, and make a point to limit the amount of packing and wrapping paper you use. DEP staff will be giving away free reusable bags, offering light bulb exchanges at the Westfield Montgomery Mall on Sunday, December 15th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more ideas, visit montgomerycountymd.gov/giftgreen. A puppy or new pet is not a perfect fit for every family, but if you do have room for a furry friend, you may want to take advantage of this weekend's opportunity at the Montgomery County Animal Services and Adoption Center. All adoption fees will be waived on animals of all sizes on Saturday, December 14th and Sunday, December 15th. If you're interested, schedule your appointment through montgomerycountymd.gov/animal services. That's a wrap for today, everyone. I hope you had a great week, and we'll be back again next week.